Since 1947, the World Affairs Council has become the preeminent global stage for world leaders and the public to inform, engage, and debate the most important issues of our time. It's your world. Get to know it.
We're investing a lot of money. It's a 50,000 Army corps on a daily struggle on this. It's 300,000 police corps on a daily struggle on this. It's millions and millions of dollars being invested in trying to win this battle. It's not the money. I think the United States would contribute much more by stopping arms coming into Mexico. And that's a difficult issue in this nation. The interest of people that is in that business to keep free the sale of arms, so with the excuse of self-defense. Well, it's a good explanation, but that facilitates all these thousands of weapons going into Mexico. So that would be one great contribution. Number two, it would be, well, taking the same decision here. Why drugs are not stopped right at the border or right after they cross the border? How come they run all throughout the United States? So reducing the traffic and the transit, as well as reducing the demand, would be a great contribution, because at the very end, it's not Mexico's fault. We just happen to be in between. My vision is that we should build up a new vision for NAFTA. Right now, NAFTA is dormant because of President Obama with too many challenges, and is still a not very positive attitude about NAFTA, about outsourcing, about working outside of the United States. I still sense that he thinks that they lose jobs. You lose jobs here. And I read on his Revolution, his book, the first book he wrote. He describes the case of Maytag Corporation, a company in the Chicago area, in Illinois, that had to close and had to liquidate the workers. And he claims in the book that one of those workers needed a kidney transplant, and because he had lost his job, he could not get his kidney transplanted, and so he died. So he presents as very emotional. Well, that company happens to be in Mexico now, and it happens to be in Guanajuato, in my hometown, in my state town, Maytag. Maytag is very successful today. Maytag had to close because it was not competitive. Same story with GM. GM has had to move to manufacture outside of the United States because cannot afford to keep paying $70 an hour to a worker of the automobile industry. Number one, what we all learned here back in the times of Carville and President Clinton campaigning, when he told me, is the economy stupid? Address the issue, consumers, citizens, first preoccupation and worry is the economy, is the income in their pockets. And it's pretty difficult for a party in government to succeed one election when the economy is as bad as it is today in Mexico in this moment. So that's maybe the key factor. Plus that the strategy of my party, and I had to do with it, but against the decision they took, is that they addressed the strategy, the communication strategy, to cartels and to reinforce Presidente Calderón's position. He enjoys a beautiful acceptance and approval from citizens. Calderón remains on the 65, 70% approval, now in his third year. But it's basically because of that, because he's considered a hero, that he's giving this fight and this war against crime, against cartels, and against corruption. But that has not been transferred to Mexico. And at that time, there was a conflict between Colombia and Venezuela because of a border problem in their border. So they were in conflict. So we sat together, we spoke, and I tried to arbitrage the differences, and we came with an agreement to correct the conflict. And it was a guy that you could speak to. He was very democratic right after he finished his election. He used to sing like Pedro Infante, the best Mexican songs, he would sing them together. But he started liking power, he started becoming the dictator, and now he's there, and he is planning to be there forever until he dies. So there are many using democracy to hide their aspirations of messianic control of power. And this takes me to the Honduras right now. Of course, the way it happened is totally anti-democratic, and the legitimate elected president should be recognized again and back again. But there is an order of the Supreme Court of Honduras before he was taken out of the presidency, stating that he could not violate the Constitution to putting together a referendum on changing the Constitution to his own personal benefit.